Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the Technical Trader at TWTR.com. It is Tuesday, the 13th of February. These are the charts of the day. Well, a pretty decent follow-through session. Nothing spectacular, but certainly the market held up in type of a consolidation day, I'd call it. A lot of individual stocks we followed did well. And a couple new ones I added to the swing trades today, actually three. This is one of them. Ampio Pharmaceuticals, which had popped in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave advance and then reversed sharply, came down. It's been consolidating for 6 weeks, but today it appears that it popped out. The volume also increased to just under 3 million shares, the biggest volume in about 5 weeks. So for me, I think it's a breakout. Now at the very end of the day, it took a little bit of a dip, hard dip actually, but snapped back nicely at the close. So I'm okay with this. And I still think we got to follow through to get this to 5 and 7. The targets I put up were 4 and 490. That's the stuff for starters. But I believe it gets to close to 490 and then up in this zone, and then maybe 6.5, 7. 18 days to cover is the last number I had. Apps continuing to push, and look at the volume build on this. The last couple of days in particular, we had about 5 million shares traded in the last 2 days, all of it on the upside, or most of it. And you can see that popped to resistance and my target at about 239 today before backing off 232. But still, I'm looking for more. I think 265.75 is your next target. AQMS had a major breakout after this big drop that took this from the low 20s into the under $1 range. A big reversal occurred. First of all, a reversal tail there, breakaway gap, and I posted this and I showed you that today the stop exploded through the declining top sign, the 50-day moving average, lateral price resistance, and filled the gap. So at this point, I'm looking for a 4, 4.25 target short term, and then we'll see if it backs and fills. But it looks pretty interesting. 18 days to cover on this one as well. ATRA, monster. The stock is just absolutely stellar. You can see the base, the pop, the wedge, and that explosion move. Another one, a pullback, another one happening right now. It was up 557 or 14% today on over $1 million. My target originally was 50. I think we may reach that even as early as tomorrow. We'll see. But if there's a channel forming in this angle, it may pull back and retest. Anything around 39.40 on a pullback could be an opportunity for a move to 49.50. 25 days to cover on this one. CBay, spectacular multi-year highs, all-time highs. And you can see that on 2.6 million shares, the second biggest volume since July. The stock has broken out, it appears. Today's action was quite good with the gap and run, and most of this held. At this point, mid-channel line around 16 is my target, followed by longer term in mid-20s. HTG Chegg, long-term fantastic chart. Going way back to the low in 2016 when it was $3, 3.25. Stock has now gone up sixfold, and in particular, today's action breaks it out across that line and pushes it up 17% today, 279. It's 23.5 days to cover. I'm looking for a move to 24-ish. Clovis. The reason why I'm showing you Clovis is I believe it's completed a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves down, and at support going back a year, or at least 8 or 9 months. But more importantly, it seems to me that on a 15-minute chart, this does look like an inverse head and shoulders that just formed, and or a right-handed extended V. Look how it held at 50. Today's action puts it right above that line and flagging. If this pops tomorrow, this may quickly run to 58 and 63 for a swing trade. May even be a good day trade tomorrow. We shall see. 5.3 days to cover on that. And CRNT, I just love the look of this little chart. You remember when we were long the stock up here when it ran from about 1 and change, well, broke out over 2 and went up to 422, doubled here, almost tripled. Then it's come down again. And on a long-term basis, looking at the weekly, you'll see that the major declining top line from when this stock was trading in the 15 range back in 2010-11, it came all the way down to under $1. Stabilized, ran up to 4.25, and now it's pulled back, did about a 0.618 fib retracement, and now it's on its way again. Resistance and my near-term target is about 290, 295 up here. Once he gets through that, I'm looking for approximately 365 and then 4.25. This is a major breakaway day. I love the way it looks. CRSP, CRISPR, fantastic chart. You can see the rising channel, the pullback, pop, and then the market dragged it down last week, but the recovery is pretty spectacular. Having gone from 32 to 40 just in a couple days. I'm looking for a retest of this level, around 45, short term. We blow through that, we could be in the low 50s. EGAN, this is eGain Corp, a software application stock. Really nice rising channel. Here's a mini 5-wave move here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wave 1, wave 2. This is wave 3 and 4. Wave 5 is underway. I think it probably gets it up to about close to 9. Near term, if it goes vertical, it could get to 7 3/4, 8, but eventually I'm looking for 9. EGHT, after breaking out a month ago, it pulled back very orderly over a 2-week period, then reversed 2 days ago like many stocks did, right near the trend line. Popped out through resistance. Today was a nice day for it, up 95 cents or 5.6%. I'll be looking for a run through 1850 and a run up to 2021. HIIQ, after a 3-week decline, a nice reversal today and a strong close. This jumped 185 or 8%. Volume was the biggest volume on an up day in about a month and a half. It's right at the 50, so we need to get this up through today's high, which is 25.05. If we get that, I think you're going to see 27.5, 29 zone. And then on a longer term basis, it may be 33. HTGM, gotta love the way this is acted. Exploded yesterday, got all the way up to 469, and then this morning got down there 382. Now, big drop back, but boy, what a reversal day. And you gotta like that pattern. Inside day, reversal day, close at the high. If this gets over 470 tomorrow, you might see 530, 540 tomorrow. This is how strong this looks. Great chart. It's current swing trade. INVA, explosive move from 13.5 to 17 in the last few days. Takes it out across the rising tops line. On a long-term basis, it's kind of a base with a rising pattern. My next target is in the 20-21 zone up here. 12 days to cover on that one. Mine broke out today, MIME. And looks to me like this is headed higher. This is an all-time high and maybe on its way towards what the possibilities I think are a run to 38. Match group, stellar, as Susie would say. I also agree. I've been watching this stock since I was given it by one of my institutional clients who loved it when it broke out in August. Got to 20 and it's ripped ever since to nearly doubling. But I'm not seeing where it is a high. This is an all-time high, and you can see that it's already extended. But momentum is very strong. This might very well get into the low 40s short term. Be careful with this one, though. That brings us to PIRS. Love the look of it. I put out another swing today, and of course, right after I put out the swing, after hours, they announced the secondary. Now, it depends on where it's priced and how oversubscribed it is, but we've seen a lot of the stocks, in particular the ones we like, do very well on secondaries after the secondaries are completed. So, but nevertheless, it closed at 945, and you can see after hours, it's down to about 845, 840. So it dropped a point. But I'm a believer that this is not going to be long term, and it wouldn't surprise me if it rallied back tomorrow. Your support is about 8.5 anyway, right about here. Next support beneath that is down around 7.5. But eventually, I think this makes it up to 11 and 14. Qualis. Beautiful long-term pattern. You can see the run up from the 2 years ago when it was down about 17. Today it's 67, and it popped 740 or 12.3% on nearly 900,000 shares. That's a breakout. I'm looking for an extension to 72. Quinn Street. Well, pretty nice wedge formed. I noticed that the other day and showed it to you. It's now popping. There's some resistance around 14, but I think the stock makes it to 17, 18. Good looking chart. Twitter. Wow. Well, with this explosive 232 million share day and pullback as it not only held the gap, but held the top of the prior channel, which is very bullish. Sometimes when you see that, you can angle it up this way, and it might very well be headed short term to 36.30. I think 38 is the target for this one. Up here. But let's get it to 35 first. That's my target for tomorrow. Under Armour, a huge pop. Now the major declining channel, which has been in force for 2 years, and they've taken it down from the high 40s into the $11 range, reversed here, and then pull back down. The 3-wave corrective pullback brings it right to support, and you can see how it popped and broke out today big time with the gap of 247 or 17.3%. think that a run to check 18 at the next target zone would be a potential, and then maybe we're going to look at 20. UIS continues strong. I showed you that a couple days ago. Yesterday was a nice engulfing day, and today a nice follow-through day. It looks to me like we're going to get that 11.5, 12 zone, and eventually 15. 15.7 days to cover on that. VICO, lovely chart. V bottom, this is what we call a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave decline, ending in a selling climax on big volume and a reversal. Then a platform retest of support. Today's a breakout day. 22 and 26 are my targets. I probably will put a swing on this tomorrow. I love the look of it. 7.6 days to cover. And VIPs took off today and went through the recent high. Looks to me like this one is headed to 22. Finally, window, which is solar window. After a 1, 2, 3, 4 wave move, the fourth wave being a wedge, today volume picked up and the stock broke out, it appears. There's some resistance at 8.5 and of course at 9, but you get through that zone, we're looking at 10.5 and they're way up in the 14, 15 range. This one looks good and I put a swing on it as well. And that's it for tonight, everybody. Have a good evening.